Thank you for coming to watch Dr. Smith's video today. We encourage you to hit the subscribe button and the alert button. That way you can get notifications when he uploads a new video. Thank you for coming today.
So we hope you take the time to hear and think about, and if you have a book, read in the book about the concept and the topics that we talk about. They have a lasting effect. The intent is not necessarily to treat pain, but to make permanent, long-term correction with your whole family and your friends.
Thank you. Make sure you subscribe and hit the alert button. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Today, the topic of our discussion today is, I told you that if you came today, you would learn how to save thousands of dollars on your food bill. You're going to save more than that on your food bill if you apply what I tell you to do. See, I'm hoping that you'll save money on your food bill so you can buy a T-zone or upgrade, buy a better one. By the way, it's Valentine's week this week, so that's a good time to upgrade.
We sure love ours.
I get requests for used. We don't get used ones because people keep them.
Does he have one?
Okay, we're going to start with question number 13. This is in part a commercial. It is impossible to buy the items included in the superfoods. That's this one. I'm going to pass it around. You can read your small print, read that. Fruit and vegetable. If you look on the label, these are freeze-dried items. There's no way you would ever buy all of those and process them and use them. And they come easily in a scoop. The complete nutrition and the complete performance. I'm going to explain a little bit about each of them. So it's impossible to buy all this stuff and replace them. That statement is true. You just can't do it. And you won't, I know you won't do it. Some people look at the price tag on this and say, oh, that's expensive. No, it's very inexpensive compared to what you get. So how do you use them? If you want to gain muscle and become a better athlete, this one, the performance is the best one. If you're trying to optimize your body and detoxify your body and trying to improve your heart and brain health, then the fruit and vegetable and the superfoods are ideal. If you're trying to lose weight and you want to eat less food and have kind of an insurance, kind of a guarantee that you're getting all the nutrients that you want, then the complete nutrition is a very good one. Now, I use them all. And I'm going to comment a little more later on as we talk about another question. I think for me, they're very, very good investment. I like this one for food storage. If we can get food, you can live on this. And I think you did that with what couple of your girls. You take out this only, right? For a month. That's what she took 2 sick ladies and nurtured them back to health by
I think you're thinking of somebody else.
by taking that product. Okay, now let's go to number 1. This is about saving money. I save money in groceries when I A, find a menu and buy only what I need. B, use Instacart and shop from home, selecting only what I need. C, buy bulk, like at Sam's and Costco, or some of the warehouse. Or D, go in the store and scan the store for sales items, buy what's on sale, take it home, spread it out, and say, okay, what are we gonna eat? Choose your answer. All the above?
No.
Yeah, I don't think there's a right or wrong way.
Oh,
And the way depends on your current family size, where you live.
Diets and
But let me tell you this. I had a lady in class this week, sitting right there, who said, I have 6 kids. My husband ran off with another woman. I raised 6 kids on a food budget of $440 a month. I fed them all good, healthy food. So I said, what did you do? She said, D. That's what she did. Now, Monday, question number 1 was not the same as it is now. She said that I changed question number 1 to add that because for her, that saves a lot of money, a lot of time. When you're not feeling well, like when Audrey was down with COVID, Deborah, our daughter, said, use Instacart. So she said, I don't know what that is. So she got educated, and she's now, occasionally I catch her having a nap, laying in bed. What are you doing? I'm shopping. And she ordered some Albertsons, they're close, she likes their stuff. And she placed an order after a nap at 3, at 4:10, we had groceries on there. The first time she did it, I looked at, it comes out of my account, so I looked at what she bought, looked at how much it cost. I saw the charge for delivery, and I thought, would have gone to the store. I know she would have spent more than that on, what do they call it? Impulse buying.
Did you see, oh, this is on sale,
Yeah.
oh, this looks good, and,
And
oh
that-
yeah, I need some of that, I do that too.
Now, we're talking about groceries. I want you to think of C. Sam's Club, Costco, some of the warehouses are very, very good for food storage. A lot of folks get food storage confused with groceries. You need to draw the line because a lot of Mormons throw away a lot of food that they bought for food storage, but it was not good food to store. It was groceries. So then they got a good deal. They got a lot of them, and then they keep them for too long and have to throw them out. We've done that. Most people do. I would bet all of you in this room at least $25 that you can go home today, go into your pantry or into wherever you store and look at the expiration date, and you will find, 2010 or 7.
Been there, done that.
Been there, done that.
Me too.
Yep. And
2003 was the last one.
Yeah.
Any others?
Yeah.
You won. So again, don't confuse storage with groceries. And you probably all have wheat and rice and stuff that's going to be okay for your grandkids, but, okay.
Last time we did ours, it was a good thing I owned a dump truck.
Yeah,
I was told that you need to compare your food storage like to health insurance, car
Yeah.
insurance.
Yeah.
Cause I was kinda complaining, I had to throw some stuff out and my friend said, well, did you use your car insurance this month? No.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's okay to throw away just because it's like an insurance policy.
That's how I look at
It's
it.
obedience.
At least you have it, better than not.
And you might have a trucker strike or something like
Yeah.
that.
we're going to
Very quickly.
plan on that, yeah. Number 2, choose. This is according to the federal government. The suggested monthly budget for 2 people is, now what does the federal government care?
Who cares about what the federal government cares?
It's gonna be the
Now,
lowest.
the question is, why do they come up with a number?
Generate the CPI,
Pardon?
generate the consumer price index.
No, they come up with a number because that's what they base food stamps on. And most people who get food stamps get way more money than they need. So then the number is for 2 people, $5.50 C.
Really?
That's the number. Now when I saw that, I thought, well, we don't spend that. We good. We really good. And we eat healthy supplemental food. To me, this, you talk about insurance. To me, this is insurance. We eat good food, but we insure it with additional low cost, wide variety. Americans spend what percent of their income on home food and what percent on restaurant foods? Again, this comes from the government. Which do you think is highest?
At the
Restaurant.
Restaurant.
Now, you probably say that because you eat out too much.
I do. I'm saying we do.
If your restaurant bill is higher than your home food bill, you're
You don't have too much.
you're upside down. Now, I have a young patient who I saw last week who's 19. I said, tell me what you eat at home. He looked at me with big eyes. I don't eat at home.
Eat out.
I said, you don't eat at home? He said, no. Does your mom cook? Yeah, but I don't eat at home. What do you eat? All his food's in restaurants.
That's why you have bad health.
The answer is 5% and 6% at home, 5% at restaurants, according to the government. Number 4, choose. The hard cost for a restaurant meal is what percent of the meal price?
24.
According to the government, 33.
I was gonna say 30.
Now, some people see me that have a restaurant and they said, oh, ours is higher than that. Ours is more like 45%. But they have an upper scale restaurant. All the food is very, very, very healthy. They spend more. So why are we talking about this? We're talking about that number because when you go to a restaurant, you can know that you're going to pay more than 3 times what it would cost at home. Now, the cost doesn't end there. I'll give you an example. Last weekend we went to Provo to a temple ceremony for our granddaughter, and Grandma said, let's take the kids out to lunch, to dinner. So she called up the niece's son and said, would you like to go out to dinner? Yes. Would you like steak? I go, oh, And he said, yeah, that sounds good, Grandma. So guess what? We took him out to a steakhouse, and they said, well, Grandpa's paying for this. I'll take the big one. Yeah.
That's like right.
So now, the bill comes along, and it's, oh my gosh. Now I also have a tip.
Just tip the kids on the rear.
Then I was like, oh, I hope they appreciate this meal. And then next week, I said to my wife, I'm gonna go to the store and buy me a nice steak for $11.
I wanna know where you buy a steak for $11.
Oh, boy, you're getting.
We buy small ones and we split them.
That's what I do.
And we always buy roll-ups when they're on sale,
Yeah.
filet. The best, okay? It costs us $7.
Denise is back here saying Winco. Winco has a great price on their sirloin steaks.
Are they tender?
Oh, they are the most tender sirloins that
Probably right
I
now, because
found.
Valentine's too, they probably have them on sale.
And their sirloin roasts that you can cut into steaks. But
Oh, okay. Then you have to cook them.
Our son's wife's dad buys tenderloin from Costco and slices it.
the pork tenderloin. Yeah.
They come sliced. I got a great big package for $13, and they were about almost an inch, well not an inch, about three-quarter of an inch, and they're just about this big. And I came home and bagged them up in separate things, and I got 7 packages of 4.
So when summer comes and it's hot, we want to have a barbecue.
And they come in my
Take
Go to your house.
That's really cheap.
Okay. Number 5. I save more when buying store brands, but the quality is lower.
So you save more, but the quality can be the same. Because a lot of them come right out of the same.
Same
Yeah,
thing.
false.
So that question is a 2-part question. And part of it is true and part of it's false. So the idea is not to give you an answer, the idea is to make you think. A lot of people want to buy the name brands only because they think that the store brands are not good. What's the store brand at Sam's
Members Mark.
Members Mark.
and Costco
Kirkland.
Kirkland.
and
Rollins is
Food
food.
Club.
Kroger is
Club.
Redmire.
No, so those are,
I think they're all good.
they're all good.
Yeah.
So don't downgrade them.
You just gotta read your
Although Food Club's
labels.
cheese is not good.
Pardon?
Food Club doesn't make good cheese.
Does not make what?
Good cheese.
Good, I don't buy it.
I don't.
Yeah, we don't date it, but the other items. Okay. Number 8, number 6, sorry, 6. If I reduce my food consumption by 10% and invest what I save at 9%. And when I read that Monday, somebody said, you can't get 9% on anything.
You can't.
In 18 years, you'll have 7,000. So we scratched that. I should have rewrote the question and said, if you eat 10% less food and you save that money, put it under your mattress. In 10 years, your mattress will be very lumpy.
And the money will well be worth nothing.
Yeah, this month is supposed to be worth nothing. You're gonna take our money away.
Go buy some silver.
Colloidal silver?
No.
Now, let's skip down to number 12. Number 12 ties in with number 6. I want to tell you about a study that was done at a large prison in Chicago years ago. where they had some major concerns. The prisoners fought a lot. The prisoners didn't like food. The prisoners were sick. The administration was sick because they were spending way more on food that they wanted to spend, so they wanted to lower the budget. So they called in an expert. And what is an expert?
The
You're
guy
under
that borrows
pressure.
your watch to tell you what time it is.
I love that.
An expert is a doctor from another town. But they called,
That's right.
they called in and they did a study. And the recommendation was, you're doing it all wrong. And we want to make a huge change. It sounds crazy, but in the long run, we'll think it will work. So they all of a sudden changed in the prison from what they gave them to a buffet. And then they assigned people to, like you keep track of her. You watch that prisoner and we watch what she eats. Okay, and you're gonna keep track of her. So they monitored each prisoner to see what they ate. So when they first started to do it, of course they loaded up, they took a lot of stuff. But over time, the prisoners on their own started to be more selective. So they would only take, instead of 5 or 6 items, they'd take 2 or 3, and then 2. But they would take more of what they used to take a little bit off, they would take more of because they liked that they picked out the things they liked. So over the course of the year, here's what happened. They had less fights in the yard. They had less visits to the infirmary. They had more prisoners sign up for extra courses to learn things. The food budget for the whole prison went way down. So it was a win-win-win. Now from that concept, if you lower your food consumption by 10%, you'll help your digestion and your food bill. And you will never miss the food. I've told you many times in this class that I believe the number one of the main problems in America is quantity, not quality. We have pretty good food in our country, in spite of the fact that a lot of it has been modified with GMO and a lot of other things. Agriculture is totally different now than it was when you and I were kids.
One of the things that I see pretty consistently when I do the live blood analysis, one of the recommendations I give based on the findings is smaller portions throughout, at each meal will help just about everyone that I've tested.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
And I think that's how my weight came off, was I just didn't eat as much. And I took a long time to chew it.
Bingo. It boils down to, we've talked about it a lot, tissue tolerance. If you have compromised digestive system, it must be treated like an injured muscle. You have to use it, but less, and give it up time and a chance to heal. Okay, now we talked. I'll come back to that in a minute. Number 7, when cooking at home, it is wise to triple batches when appropriate and store in the fridge or the freezer, or give it to a family member. It saves you a lot of time and money. True or false?
True.
You've all done it.
I'm in the Relief Society presidency, and that's one thing when we find out when a young mother is expecting, we're teaching them to do that as they get, a few months out from delivery, is when you're cooking, double it and put it in your freezer so you'll have it.
Yep. Perfect.
But don't leave it too long because it doesn't taste as good.
Right.
And it's not as good for you. So let's go to the next one.
I have a question on number 12. It seems like it's contraindicated because eating less is okay and slightly smaller or larger quantities of each helps digestion. I
Less
would think
variety.
smaller.
It says less variety,
Okay,
so you choose.
yeah, let me
Okay,
clarify.
but they got larger quantities and I thought we
Yeah.
were trying to cut back.
No, let me clarify. So when the prisoners first started to go through the line,
Yeah, they took larger
they,
quantities.
they took like 3 ounces. 3 ounces, 3 ounces, 3 ounces, 3 ounces. So we added up that whole bunch. When they narrowed it down and ended up having only 2 items, they didn't take 3, they took 5.
Okay,
They took 5 of the other one. That's 10. That's not 3, 3, 3, 3,
Right.
3. That's what that means.
okay, so that's true.
More or less. That's more or less.
More or less.
And if you do that, keeping in mind with the eating that section teaches, eat fruits and vegetables in the season thereof. Now, I want to comment on that and be moderate. By divine design, God naturally allows for you to have different foods throughout the year in season. That's intentional. That wasn't an accident. That's intentional. It also is intentional because vegetables build tissue or organ tissue. Fruits clean as a rule. Not 100%, but the majority. Vegetables build, fruits clean. They do other things too, but think that way. One vegetable, like a potato, carrot, may help 2 or 3 organs, or 4. May help 2 a lot, 2 a little, but primarily 4 organs. Not all of them, only 4. Fruits, clean. Maybe 1 or 2, like the kidneys. More than the lungs and the liver. So they clean, fruits clean multiple organs. So it's important that you eat things in season. And guess what? When are they the lowest in cost? We're talking about saving money, right?
In season, they're usually,
What?
when they're in season, it's usually low.
That's when you
There's a surplus.
you pay the least amount when they're in season, and more when they're local and don't have to be shipped in.
So when you're saying in season, you're talking about where you live, your locale.
That's correct. That brings up the question, okay, what about bananas? What about kiwi? And what about the things that we import? What about pineapple? I haven't seen any pineapple trees growing around here. Well, that's not a major portion of your diet. We live in Idaho, so should I eat Idaho potatoes or Colorado potatoes? When we lived in Colorado, I'm an Idaho farm boy. Which one do I buy? For my health? Colorado potatoes. Why? They're more in harmony with where I live. And right now, a lot of people are buying oranges and grapefruits to get the vitamin C. Have been taught that potatoes have more vitamin C in them than oranges and grapefruit. A lot of people peel the peelings and throw them away, and the peelings have more nutritional value and are easier to digest because of the sugar. Would you agree with that? Than the core. So if you have a lot of potatoes, peel outside off, throw the inside away.
Or use the
Peel it.
whole thing.
Or just eat the whole thing.
The whole
If
thing.
you're gonna,
I know I mentioned this in here before, but there's lots of you people. There's a soil test lab in Twin Falls. They have Stupid Holtz, the guy that runs it. But, he decided to, this was a number of years ago, take garden vegetables from eastern Iowa and run them through his lab to get a correspondence between what they normally find in soil tests with what they find in the
Yeah.
garden vegetables. So I can tell you this, you'll be lacking boron, zinc, copper, and other stuff if you eat from Idaho vegetables. He came out with a whole list of things you ought to supplement if you're eating it. You don't need calcium. We have a lot of calcium.
It's just like Washington onions, you know, the Walla Walla onion. Tastes better there than you grow it here, and it's not the same because of the soil.
It's the acidity of the soil.
and that's part of the reason I recommend this, and that's part of the reason I recommend my cereal, because we get nutrients from many, many, many different sources. Thank you.
What's the shelf life on those? If you're gonna use it for food storage? Of
Well, it
course, you're
depends on
supposed to
your,
rotate, but
depends on your shelf.
How long's your shelf life?
I probably wouldn't store any of this for more than 5 years.
okay.
And that's a guess. I mean, it doesn't have an expiration date. But most people don't store it, they use it up. Okay, so choose nutritional value on safe food goes down quickly, so it's best to use the leftovers in the refrigerator. Not the freezer, refrigerator, within how many days?
Say 5.
2,
Somebody said 5, do we hear? What?
2.
3 days max.
2 to 3 days.
Depends on the item, too.
As a general rule,
We save ours for 3 days, then throw
2
them out.
days.
yeah, if it's there 3 days, get rid of it.
So you didn't ever intend to eat
I
it,
didn't
but you
intend to-
can't throw it away off the table, but if you
Right.
store it for 3 days and it gets a
Then
little
you can
green,
throw it.
then you can throw it away.
Yeah, then my conscience doesn't bother me.
We've eaten within 5 days and we've been fine. We're not dead yet. So,
Okay, you're not dead yet,
But it's the nutritional value.
but the quality of the food,
Be careful.
it's rare it lasts that long in the first place
And
at
that-
our
and-
house.
with medications, they have what they call a half-life. Like how long after you take the medication does the effect last? The same is true with food, nutritional value. The half-life on different foods, again, depends on the food, it goes down very quickly. The value is not there. Taste less, you all know
Yeah.
that. And some food tastes better the second day than it does the first day.
Because the flavors are going through it.
Yeah. Choose the best type of storage container is
Well,
what?
did you answer number 8?
2,
2 days?
2, that's a rule. If you're not gonna eat it within 2 days, throw it out today. Or give it to somebody. Number 9, what's the best storage
Glass.
glass, without question? The good thing about glass is you can freeze it, you can heat it. Now, sometimes people ask, so I'll take it out of the freezer and put it in the microwave? No, the microwave is good for one thing only. We were told that Monday in class, we had old wise patriarch who said microwaves are good for one thing only.
Warnings.
Heating the rice bag that I put on my feet.
They're good for 2 things.
But
So any of your dishcloths or anything that start smelling the bacteria, put them in the microwave for a minute. The microwave kills everything.
Yeah.
So it will kill the bacteria. You'll get rid of the smell.
Oh, good idea.
But don't put your food in there.
Or feet?
Okay, Dr. Smith's famous cereal conceived at time and money. Some of you already use the cereal. For those of you who don't, here's the directions on how to make it.
You skipped 10.
Oh, coupons. When coupons are special offers or rate for marketing come in the mail, it is always, underline the word always best to, what?
Throw away the door.
No, that's not true.
Well, there's,
Butter's on sale this week, I think.
Okay,
And
I
butter,
wonder-
I like to buy on sale.
But the thing is,
Do they-
ignore the trap, the other stuff that you don't
Yeah.
do
need.
they sell it
Just use
just
the
before it
coupon.
goes off?
The word always made this false.
That's correct.
I taught my kids that in school. Find the word that makes it false.
That's the word. Always. For example, Deborah, one of my lovely daughters, said, Dad, I'd like to take that to dinner next Thursday. Sweet, I'll go. What's the occasion? She said, I get a coupon in the mail. We get to go to a restaurant. I can bring a guest or two and hear a sales pitch. Well,
Yeah.
The sales pitch.
so we have a date.
Sandpiper,
Trap.
Yeah.
it's pretty good food.
Yeah, that was, I told him, and he was like, we'll go. Sure, of course.
Ignore the trap.
Yeah, that's right.
My our grandson, Sam, works at Jersey Mike's. He gave to me some coupons good for a free sandwich. No strings attached. When they opened the store, they had 1,000 of them. So he got a pile. I gave them out Monday in class. Tuesday, I got a text from Sam. 3 of you ladies came in. So, but I don't have any more to give you, sorry.
Juicy
Hey, we're the
Mike's,
best
is that
class.
what
You
you
saved the best to last. You
Jersey.
hand it out on
Jersey.
Thursdays, not on Tuesdays or Mondays.
Right.
Sorry.
So
If I can get more coupons from Sam
You save them.
for next Friday, I will.
Right.
Or Thursday, sorry.
Electrical.
Okay.
Freudian slip there.
So y'all have this is what I serve my breakfast out of. This is what I call the mother. The mother. This gets the new stuff. It gets mixed up. When this gets a little bit lower, I pour this in here each day. I take my little bowl, 2 tablespoons, heaping. That goes in the evening. You get some real salt, get some olive oil, a little bit of vinegar, hot water. That took me about less than 2 minutes.
Be clear though, you're talking apple cider vinegar with the mother.
But
the brown
Yeah,
vinegar.
you said vinegar. but
Apple cider vinegar with the mother.
Not that gross white vinegar.
Right.
Yeah.
Real vinegar.
that goes
They've
in.
actually been having that on sale a lot lately at
Yes.
Mexico.
Yeah,
I've noticed.
it goes in this bowl, not, yeah. Hot water overnight. In the morning, goes into a warmer. A warmer is not a microwave.
Toaster oven.
Toaster oven, is what I use. Yeah, you can have hot plate, whatever you have. If you like it warm, warm it up. I had a fellow here Monday afternoon. He said that's exactly what I do. It takes, I said, how long does it take you? He said about 15 minutes. That's why. He said, well, I haven't made the mother yet. So he has to put some of this and some of that, some of this, some of this. So that's why we do this. Why do we do this? So that this is always changing. So over the course of a year, I don't get the same food every day. Now, morning comes, we'll warm it up. For example, this morning, I put in my cereal that I made last night. I put in about a half a scoop of this. I put in about 2/3 of a scoop of that. And I put in about 1 scoop of that. And some yogurt and some whipping cream. Now,
No mini chocolate chips?
If I had them, I probably would have put them in.
Sometimes they're in that container.
Lilies.
Yeah, sometimes you hear
Already.
raisins and craisins, and if I would have blueberries, whatever you want, make it taste good for you. If I made some for my grandson, he said, first day I don't like it. So what do you want to make it so you do to it so you like it? He said, we need more fruit. So we bought more fruit. I think we like cherries and cranberries and put some stuff in it. So make it however you want. Now, the fellow who was here Monday that I just told you about, he eats his breakfast. He goes early to the temple and eats before 6 o'clock in the morning. He's never hungry till noon. And I agree with that. Some of you
I
do
do that too.
same thing. You don't get hungry. Now, what's the cost of that? Way, way, way less than national average.
Cafeteria.
Okay. And if the truck is going strike, I have enough breakfast food there for several months.
Now, do you keep that in a cool, like a refrigerator, or on the shelf because it goes rancid?
This doesn't go rancid.
It doesn't go rancid?
I haven't had
It
any.
doesn't last that long.
Well, I haven't had any go rancid. Yes.
I bought a 25-pound bag of the basic 9 grain or whatever grain from Amazon.
You can buy. Yes, you can buy
About $60,
Red
$70.
Mill?
Yeah,
Red-
red mill.
Bob's
Was it
Red.
ground up though?
No.
The one that I bought you is all ground.
You can
Winco?
also
Like the
buy
flake.
at Winco,
That's what my
and
question
usually in
was,
the bulk
Winco.
too, for
Yes.
around 2
There's
something
a lot,
a
a
pound.
lot of sources. I got all of mine
That's where I
from
get mine.
Wico and Bullen's, and I bought the 25-pound bag also. So it's, again, the topic of this class is how to save money and add nutritional value. If you do that, some of the stuff we talked about today, you'll save a lot of money. Yesterday in class, a lady said, and right there said, let me tell you about a friend of mine. She cuts out coupons. She buys things on sale. And I think she's anal, but she figures out the money she saved. She saves that money, saves that money, saves that money. And she said they took their mother, father, and 5 kids to, I think it was,
McDonald's.
no, it was on one of the islands in the Pacific. Tahiti or some, they took the whole family on what she had saved. Now, it takes a long time, but, you know, a mom can do things like that.
In other words, you can save money using coupons.
Well, and buying things on sale.
Yeah.
If I save money, you know, the cost of this, I've saved thousands of dollars. I've used that meal for that process for many, many years.